Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Perkenalkan, saya Tommy Kartika Putra, salah satu dosen tetap di program studi Pendidikan Bahasa Inggris STKIP PGRI Ponorogo. Video ini dibuat sebagai upaya untuk memenuhi persyaratan pernyataan dari dosen unjuk kinerja Tridharma Perguruan Tinggi atau PDD UKT-PT di bagian pengajaran untuk tujuan sertifikasi dosen tahun 2026. Pada kesempatan kali ini, saya akan memberikan penjelasan mengenai salah satu mata kuliah yang saya ampu, yaitu mata kuliah paper writing. Mata kuliah ini memiliki 3 SKS yang diselenggarakan selama 16 kali pertemuan dengan rincian 14 kali pertemuan materi dan 2 kali pertemuan untuk masing-masing UTS dan UAS. Dengan pendekatan proses based writing, mata kuliah ini dirancang untuk membekali mahasiswa untuk mampu menghasilkan suatu karya tulis ilmiah yang terdiri dari perencanaan, penyusunan draft, revisi, dan penyuntingan. Seluruh rangkaian mata kuliah paper writing ini dibagi menjadi sejumlah topik, antara lain Introduction for Academic Writing pada pertemuan pertama, Infrastructure pada pertemuan 2-4, Coherence of Academic Text pada pertemuan kelima, Critical Evaluation of Academic Writing pada pertemuan keenam, dilanjutkan dengan Summarizing and Paraphrasing Skills pada pertemuan ketujuh. Kemudian pada pertemuan ke-8, kita akan melaksanakan UTS. Pada pertemuan ke-9 dan 10, pembelajaran difokuskan pada Academic Style and Tone. Kemudian, Referencing Techniques pada pertemuan 11, Outlining, Drafting, and Revising pada pertemuan 12 dan 14, Reflection of Writing Development pada pertemuan 15, dan diakhiri dengan UAS pada pertemuan ke-16. Di akhir semester, mahasiswa diharapkan mampu untuk menghasilkan sebuah karya ilmiah yang disusun secara sistematis, memenuhi kaidah akademik, dan layak untuk disubmit ke jurnal atau konferensi yang sesuai dengan bidang kajian mahasiswa. Dengan mengikuti prinsip assessment of, for, and as learning, penilaian dalam mata kuliah ini memiliki 2 jenis, yaitu penilaian sumatif dan penilaian formatif, yang masing-masing memiliki bobot penilaian 50%. Untuk penilaian formatif, terdiri dari kehadiran mahasiswa, keaktifan dalam diskusi, dan self-refleksi beserta kuis. Sedangkan asesmen sumatif terdiri dari UTS, UAS, dan tugas akhir mahasiswa berupa draft artikel ilmiah. Untuk video kali ini, saya ingin memfokuskan pembelajaran pada pertemuan kedua, di mana pertemuan ini dimaksudkan untuk memenuhi sub JPMK yang kedua, yaitu Students are able to demonstrate an understanding of IMRAT structure. Pertemuan kedua ini dilakukan dengan mengikuti komponen utama dalam proses pembelajaran, yakni delivery, interaction, and assessment. Di dalam delivery, pembelajaran disampaikan secara terstruktur mulai dari awal, kegiatan inti, dan penutup. Kegiatan awal ditandai dengan dosen menyapa mahasiswa, mengajak mereview materi sebelumnya, dan mengukur pemahaman awal mahasiswa. Untuk kegiatan inti, mahasiswa memahami materi otentik, individual reading, solving problems in groups, and presentation singkat. Kegiatan penutup ditandai dengan dosen menyampaikan kesimpulan, pemberian tugas, dan penyampaian kegiatan di pertemuan yang akan datang. Dalam unsur delivery, terdapat juga materi, sumber belajar, dan media pembelajaran. Materi sumber belajar meliputi RPS, buku referensi, jurnal referensi. Sedangkan media pembelajaran terdiri dari Canvas slide, WhatsApp group, Google Form untuk quiz, dan LCD proyektor. Dalam komponen interaction, saya mengikuti prinsip active learning, di mana diskursus di dalam kelas tidak hanya didominasi oleh dosen, tapi juga mahasiswa, seperti diskusi kelompok, tanya jawab, presentasi, dan pemberian umpan balik secara langsung. Dalam komponen assessment, di pertemuan kedua ini, penilaian dilakukan secara berkelanjutan melalui asesmen formatif dan sumatif. Selama proses pembelajaran, saya mengamati partisipasi mahasiswa dalam diskusi, kemampuan mereka menganalisis struktur tulisan, serta hasil latihan yang dikerjakan secara individu maupun kelompok. Pada akhir sesi ini, mahasiswa diminta untuk membaca artikel ilmiah dan menentukan struktur introduction-nya. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Alhamdulillah wa syukurillah. Assalatu wassalamu ala rasulillah. How are you today, students?
I'm fine too. Thank you. Thank you for asking the question. Thank you very much for coming, and I'm very glad to be here with you to continue our learning journey, especially in the course of, what is the course? Paper writing. Okay, before we start into the course, I'd like to make sure that you are all attend the class. So if I call your name, you should raise your hand. Okay? Excellent. We have all students present in the class right now. Give applause for you today. Okay, as you can see at the screen, yeah, the topic that we are going to discuss in this very beautiful day is the introduction section of a research article or academic article. Before we jump or dive into the substance, I want to show you this. Nah, it is our lesson plan. I want to recall your memory about our lesson plan. So in this very meeting, we try to focus on the red line, which is demonstrate understanding of IMRAD structure. Have you ever heard about IMRAD? Yes? Yes. Okay. Commonly, a research article is structured according to IMRAD structure. Yeah. I stands for introduction. M stands for methodology. Yeah. R stands for results. A represents and D represents discussion. Okay, I think that you all already understand about the subject, right? Now, today we try to focus our brain, our comprehension into this kind of topic. What we have learned before. In the previous meeting, we have learned about several things. Ya, ada beberapa topik yang pernah kita bahas di pertemuan sebelumnya, yaitu the general concept of academic writing and its differences between academic writing and non-academic writing. I hope that you are still remembering about the subject. And also, actually the IMRAD structure, we have already discussed it, but in very brief way in the previous meeting. But now today we try to specify the discussion into this kind of topics. Now, before we go into detail about IMRAD structure, especially introduction section, I want you to participate in this diagnostic quiz. I give you the link through your WA, and you have 10 minutes to complete the quiz. I think time's up, and the diagnosis quiz is not only intended to only measure your competence or skill or your preliminary background, but also it could give us some background knowledge, some initial knowledge about the topic that we are going to discuss today. And now, I will give you an article. It is written by several authors. You can see at the screen, and it is published by one of the most reputable ELT journal in Indonesia, which is Indonesian Journal of Applied Linguistics, or IJAL. So, first of all, I'd like to invite you to read the article. I give you 10 until 15 minutes to read the article, especially in the introduction section. Okay, time's up, and I want to hear from you about what you have just read. Anyone could participate or could raise your hand to share the idea of the article? Amri?
Language is politeness used by students.
Okay, yeah. This study, yeah, investigates language politeness used by students. Okay, good. Give applause to Amri. Okay, yeah. The main point is clearly described. However, it can be elaborated more. Anyone will try? Okay, Yoga.
Language politeness used by students to interact with lecturer using in digital platform, not only in face-to-face interaction.
Okay, good, great, excellent answer. Give applause to Yoga. Yeah. Not only the types of language politeness used by students, but also this study want to know about the politeness types in the digital platform when students interacting with lecturers. Okay, great. Now, so based on every article that you have read before and this current article that I have given to you, yeah, we can clearly have an initial thought or initial understanding about it, and I have summarized it for you. So the introduction section of a research paper functions as the introduction to the main topic. It justifies the study and state the core of objectives of the study. It also can be a roadmap for readers to capture the whole entire article. It is the introduction. Typically, introduction consists of 600 until 1,200 words, depending on the target journal, because one journal may have different requirements, different rules to other journal related to words count in the introduction. However, although the journals have different rules, but the most important thing is that the section of introduction takes 10 until 15% of the entire article, starting from title until conclusion. It takes 10 until 15%. Now, I have a reference that is very useful and very beneficial for us to read. It is a book written by two of the famous academic writing scholars named Margaret Cargill and Patrick O'Connor, published in 2009. In one of the chapter of this book, they try to elaborate, they try to identify the structure that exists in the introduction. It consists of 5 stages. Yeah. Number 1, it is about statement about the field of the research to provide the research work setting and context. So typically the introduction diawali dengan penjelasan konteks dan setting, sehingga pembaca bisa secara cepat mengetahui kemana arah tujuan tulisan itu nantinya. Setting and context. Kalau di kita berarti EFL atau English as Foreign Language atau ELT, English as Language Teaching. Or it can be more elaborated in secondary level or in the higher education level. Also, the start of the introduction is marked by the statements about the significance of the studies or the benefits of the studies. As the introduction goes on, the statements become narrow down, become specific. So it comes to the stage 2, the second stage, which is second stage provides more specific statements about the aspect of the problem already studied. So in this stage, in the second stage, the author try to give findings and reports from previous relevant studies. Therefore, tidak jarang kita menemukan ya ada citasi, misalnya Brown tahun 2025 stated and so on and so on. Kemudian stage number 3, which is indicate the need for more investigation or research gap. We will talk about research gap elsewhere, but stage 3 emphasize, in the stage 3 you emphasize that there is a little amount of research that study your topic. Kekurangan dari literatur. Setelah kamu melakukan literatur review, kamu menemukan tuh ternyata aspek A, B masih belum terlalu banyak diteliti. Therefore, you with your article try to fulfill the novelty or try to fulfill the missing in the literature. Next, the very crucial, the very important aspect of introduction is the objective that can be identified in the stage 4. Tujuan penelitian, rumusan masalah. Nah, itu salah satu yang wajib dicantumkan dalam introduction. Next is optional statement, relates to the valuability of your research that can be offered to the society or the academic community. Nah, now it's time for us to have a group work. But before we continue the group work, do you have any question about this topic? Don't be reluctant, don't be shy to raise the question. Please raise your hand to ask question. Yeah, Zidan.
I want to ask a question. How if we start screening in introduction, we think start with a specific problem to generative problem.
Okay. There is no rule actually. There is no absolute or single rule that introduction starts with the specific problems. However, commonly, conventionally, it starts with the introduction of the context, of the settings, of the general purposes or general topics that are going to discuss in the subsequent section of the introduction. Thank you for the question. Give applause to Zidan. Another question? Mbak Basita, silahkan. That question is very, very important. It is a must question that should be raised by students. Basita wants to know about the difference between article and journal. Anyone can help Basita answer the question? Okay, Yoga?
Article is a singular manuscript that we write about context. And journal is a bunch of articles with same theme that combine one text long time.
Okay, give applause to Yoga. Very wonderful answer. In short, yes, I totally agree with Yoga's answer. Article refers to one individual manuscript that we are writing. And journals refers to the compilation of the multiple manuscripts that is published after review session or review process. Okay, good. Thank you very much. Okay, any other questions? One more question, please. Okay, Hanin. Okay, Hanin. How are you today? Okay, thank you. What's your question?
So my question is, what commonly used in introduction?
Okay, yeah, very good question. Hanin asked about tense. What is tense? That is used in the tense is yeah, specific language marker representing the time when it happens. Yeah, tense. There is no single tense used in the introduction. Introduction uses multiple tenses based on the purpose of the certain parts of it. Yeah. For example, if you try in your introduction to give the significance or the importance of your study, yeah, you may use simple present. For example, yeah, using politeness language plays crucial role in academic discourse between students and lecturer. For example, plays significant role if you try to point out the significance. Meanwhile, if you try to report the findings of the previous studies, commonly you use simple past. Yeah. For example, Brown 2003 found. Instead of find, you use found. So it depends on the context of the parts, specific parts of the introduction. Okay, I think that's time for us to do group homework. Yeah, I want this class divided into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 groups. Yeah, into 5 groups. So I want you to arrange your sheet according to your group. Oke. Nah, sudah ya. Jadi yang kalian lakukan nanti adalah menganalisis struktur dari introduction. Saya sudah menyediakan student handout ya, student handouts berisi introduction ya, seperti ini. Dan kalian perlu menentukan bagian ini, bagian introduction ini, paragraf ini masuk ke stage berapa tadi? Ada 5 stage tadi kan? Nah, coba. Misalnya seperti ini, seperti contoh. Nah, for example, this specific sentence represents stage 3, which is research gap tadi. Clear? Any questions? Clear. Okay, I will distribute this handout. Yes, you have 15 minutes to complete the assignment. And after you finish analyzing the task, each group will have to present the result of the analysis. Okay, I think time's up. Okay, no more pen writing. Yeah. Okay, now I want you to come in front of the class. The representative of your group coming in front of the class. Yeah. Each group will have your chance. Okay, we start with the first group. Siapa yang ingin maju merepresentasikan hasilnya? Okay, Elsa. Okay, Elsa, please come forward and read or present or report your analysis result.
Good morning, everyone. Today, our group is going to present our analysis of the Stage 1, which is introducing the research area. It's located in paragraph 1 and 2. In the first 2 paragraphs, the authors introduce the topic of AI writing tools in EFL classrooms. They explain what these tools are and why they are becoming more popular. They also mention some of the benefits, such as helping students improve their writing skill through instant feedback. So we think paragraph 1 and 2 belongs to Stage 1 because they introduce the topic and explain why it's important. And stage 2, which is reviewing previous research, is at paragraph 3 and the start of the paragraph 4. We think paragraph 3 and the start of the paragraph 4 represent stage 2 because they summarize what previous researchers have found. They explain that some studies found AI writing tools in students' writing, while others point out some possible problems. They also discuss 2 studies conducted in India. And the next is stage 3. Creating the research needs can be found in the second of half paragraph 3 and in some parts of paragraph 4. In this paragraph, they point out the most previous studies focused on grammar and syntax, but not only content and organization. They also mentioned that there are 42 studies in classroom that support better teaching practices.
Okay, thank you very much, Elsa. Give applause to Elsa. I totally agree with what Elsa just said. Yeah, the point that we can learn from the result is that the stages, the 5 stages, yeah, does not always come in order. Yeah. For example, yeah, stage 3, yeah, is continued, not always stage 4, but stage 2. Yeah, stage 3 and then stage 2, not 4. Stage 3 research gap is continued by previous studies report. Okay, now we want to hear, yeah, the analysis of the second group. We'll pick up. Okay, I think that it is the end of today's classroom. Before we really end today's session, I'd like to remind you about, I want to give you the assignment, which is find and read an ELT research article that best suit your interest, sesuai dengan apa research interestmu, ketertarikan kajian yang kamu miliki. Kemudian setelah dibaca, khususnya bagian introduction, you need to identify the structure of each introduction based on the 5 stages from Cargill and O'Connor. After finishing your analysis, please upload your work into the following link. Clear? Clear. Okay. And next meeting, we will discuss more about methodology, yeah, how we construct and the characteristics of methodology, and also your work will be reviewed, yeah, before discussing about methodology section. Okay, I think that's all. Thank you very much for your coming, and I hope that today's material is beneficial and you have meaningful knowledge and new experience in this meeting. Thank you very much. See you next week. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Itulah video pembelajaran yang saya buat untuk mata kuliah paper writing yang tidak hanya membekali mahasiswa dengan teori kepenulisan, namun juga mengaplikasikannya dalam proses nyata penulisan akademik. Saya mengucapkan terima kasih kepada Kemdikti-Saintek melalui LL Dikti Wilayah 7 Jawa Timur. Ucapan terima kasih juga saya aturkan kepada pimpinan STKIP PGRI Ponorogo atas arahan dan dukungannya, serta kolega dosen dan semua mahasiswa yang telah berkontribusi pada proses sertifikasi ini. Demikian yang saya dapat sampaikan. Terima kasih. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.